importantly, not showing enough conviction with their defending. Arsenal have drawn 4 out of 6 games now, and it's been down to those defensive problems. And it calls to question why Arsene Wenger didn't bring in a centre-back, or more importantly for most, a defensive midfielder, because it was Flamini, after Arteta had gone off injured, that came on and lost the ball in an area where a primary school, footballer should never ever lose the ball. Yeah, Tottenham will look at them at themselves and feel maybe on the strength of the chances they also got, maybe they could have gotten even better from the game, or maybe they could have shut Arsenal out. But it must be said, Ugo Lloris was brilliant in that game yesterday. For me, he was clearly man of the match, and it was the reason why Arsenal couldn't get more than 1 point off that game. But in terms of, the entertainment value of the game, I thought that was the best we saw yesterday. The Merseyside derby, for me, didn't quite deliver up until much later when Gerrard scored the free kick. That was when he ignited into life. But the North London derby, from start to finish, I thought was very, very engaging.
And history has a lot of draws between these two guys. I mean, they have one eye on the Galatasaray, and they get to play Chelsea next at the EPL. Okay. But as the table stands, Chelsea are on top with 16 points after playing 6 games. Southampton still maintain the second spot with 13 points. We have Man City third, and Arsenal FC fourth. Now, I'm going to come to you, Bada. I need to say something as regards Manchester City and Manchester United. But Larry Pinel, Chelsea FC, they look like they're enjoying the best games of their life, if you want to consider it with last season. I mean, Chelsea FC, Diego Costa, that man simply can't stop scoring, and the form with which they go forward says that the level of intent in wanting to win a lot of laurels this season.
It does. Before yesterday's game, Chelsea had always found a way to actually concede, but yesterday they shut up shop and they actually scored 3 very good goals. Diego Costa gives them another dimension. He doesn't just score. It's about the creativity, particularly if you look at that third goal, the way he actually took on a player and then hit a very good ball, and the keeper had to save, but then there was Willian there to actually do a rebound on that. Chelsea are very fluid, and in the middle of the park, they are more dynamic now in terms of Matic and Ramirez. If you need to play the stronger guys like Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Liverpool, and then when they're playing the small guys, you would expect the likes of Oscar, Hazard, Fabregas to actually do the danger. And Chelsea, it will be very, very difficult, for anybody to defeat them this season. I'm not saying they will go unbeaten, but the way they actually play, they stand toe-to-toe to win any of the top guys. And you saw that against Manchester City, if not for Frank Lampard. And this is where I'm talking about Diego Costa. He comes on, takes on one person, and then drives in before Willian got that. That is what Diego Costa brings. He creates and he scores.
Are you going to say something about that?
Yeah, I was just going to mention very quickly about Southampton. In the summer transfer window, they were running a supermarket more or less. Virtually all their important players left, particularly Lallana and Lambert, to Liverpool. And we thought that they were going to be in a lot of crisis this season. But you've got to credit Ronald Koeman and the work that he's done. Their season in second place is all down to his good work. And we saw they knocked Arsenal out in midweek and followed up with another brilliant win. Yes, it may not be a reflection of where they'll finish, but judging by the sort of transfer window they had, I think that he's got to be, for me, the best
I don't think
Premier League manager so far.
Very long time.
Yeah, I mean, we can't sit here and legislate that until they play those games and start to lose. But based on what they've seen so far, I think they've been brilliant.
All right, talking about Manchester United. Manchester United occupies 7th spot right now.
It was disappointing for Wayne Rooney yesterday. What was he thinking? I mean, he took that shine off Manchester United's victory yesterday. It was disappointing. How can you be a captain and you're lashing out at a fellow international, Stewart Downing? How do you do that? He put his team under pressure yesterday, and they could have actually lost or dropped points in that game. I expect an apology from Wayne Rooney. That was thoroughly undeserved. But having said that, the United team actually gave a very good account of themselves. Wayne Rooney himself scored a brilliant goal, and then Van Persie scored another. They conceded, and from that point on, I was scared for them. I thought West Ham was actually going to equalize and go ahead, particularly when they were 10 men down. But particularly when they were a man down, playing with 10 men. But what did Man United do? They closed up shop, and then they were trying to hit on the break with Di Maria and all of that. But critically for me, they collected 3 points.
Okay. And about that United performance, you've got to mention Paddy McNair, the youngster who came in to play with Marcus Rojo and had the defense. I thought was brilliant. One of those headers, that he pulled off yesterday has got to be one of the defensive plays of this particular season.
This should set them in the right direction afterwards. I mean,
I hope they can kick on from here, really. But there's no doubt in the fact that there's still a lot of defensive questions over that team.
Especially if he wants to stay with a three-man formation.
He won't play a three-man defense anymore. But with all the injuries that he's got to cope with, how long McNair and Rojo will hold up in heart of defense remains to be seen, especially because the harder fixtures are coming.
All right, quickly, let's take a look. Let's round off the EPL with the log table as it stands. Chelsea are on top, Southampton, Man City, Arsenal in 4th. Looks very familiar at the end of the season last season. I mean, well, with Arsenal occupying 4th. Manchester United are 7th. Bottom table, we have bottom of the log. We have QPR, Burnley, and Newcastle. Now, before we go, let's take a look at the Spanish La Liga games we played yesterday. Barcelona, well, should I say they actually replied Real Madrid by scoring as many goals as Real Madrid did. Not exactly as many goals, but they scored 6.
They scored 6 goals. Yeah. Tyler, I don't know if you've noticed, but as well, that Barcelona, they've not conceded any goal this season. Something, there were 3 things that I thought Luis Enrique did. The goalkeeper, Bravo, came in and replaced. He's not as erratic as Victor Valdez. He has also brought in a Jeremy Matthew from Valencia to actually partner, what's his name now, Mascherano, critically. So PK Puyol partnership no longer playing, and right now in the middle of the pack, Rakitic is now partnering, what's his name now, Sergio Busquets, which means they have 2 defensive midfielders, but one is more of box-to-box, and Rakitic actually got a goal yesterday. Barcelona will be more, and then if you notice, Lionel Messi is now more withdrawn. So Messi's game has evolved now, giving the likes of Neymar opportunity to actually score and all of that. And when Suarez comes in,
Enrique is doing something right.
Enrique is getting it right. They are not conceding goals the way they used to concede, and they are still scoring. And when people talk about Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi is more withdrawn. Messi is creating assists. He got 2 assists yesterday, plus previous 6. That's 8 assists, and yet he's playing a more matured game now. Messi.
And I mean, the goals haven't dried up by any stretch of the imagination. He scored his 400th and 401st career goals since he started playing for Barcelona and the Argentine national team. So Messi, Barcelona looking very, very scary.
That's right. Real Madrid also. Now, if you take a look at the log, Barcelona still occupy top spot. They have 16 points. Second, they have Atletico Madrid, Valencia in 3rd, Sevilla 4th, and Real Madrid occupy 4th spot. There's a game going on. Getafe Malaga is currently going on. As the last, before we came into this, it was 1-0 in favor of Getafe. Guys, I'd like to thank you.
Yep, shortly, before we wrap up, I was just going to say that Mangala was a beast against Chelsea a week ago. Yesterday, he was a chicken, really, because, I mean, he scored a spectacular own goal and then gifted Hall a penalty. For me, the most confusing, back-to-back performances in 1 week.
The EPL, I must confess. All right, we have the Champions League coming up this week, guys. What do you expect from the Champions League as we round off final words?
On the back of the Italians, particularly Roma and Juventus, that actually won 5 games, you'd expect that the Italians will come to the party in the Champions League this season. And you expect all the big guns, Bayern Munich, what's it called now, Real Madrid, Barcelona, to actually win their games.
I see Arsenal injury worries, Ramsey out, Arteta out, quite a number of key players dropping out like flies. Galatasaray, tricky opposition, and Arsenal have got to win because match day 1, they lost away.
All right, I'd like to thank you guys for being a part of this segment. I'd like to thank you for also being a part of this segment. We need to go on a quick break. We're going to leave you with the slides, the slide of the fixtures of the Champions League. When we do come back for the show proper, Ken will be back. He has lots of interesting people in the studio to talk about so many things as regards Nigerian football. We're going to break. When we come back, the show will continue. Join us again.
There are those that seek to divide Nigeria, to take us back to another time. But we are building our future together. Improving education at every level. Better roads, better energy and water supply. The infrastructure to grow an advanced society. So that the largest economy in all of Africa can lift up every Nigerian in every region as we build the future together. Good luck, Jonathan. Keep moving forward, Nigeria.
6 games to 3.